Article 200.6 of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the colors of insulated conductors in electrical installations. This section outlines which colors are permitted and prohibited for neutral, grounded, and ungrounded conductors. For the neutral conductor, the NEC permits the use of white or gray colors. The grounded conductor, which is also the equipment grounding conductor, must be green with a yellow stripe, or bare. Ungrounded conductors, also known as phase conductors, can be any color other than white, gray, green, or green with a yellow stripe. The NEC prohibits certain colors for specific conductors. Black, red, orange, yellow, blue, brown, and purple are not permitted for the neutral conductor. There are exceptions to these rules. Black conductors may be used as unbranded conductors in special applications such as 3-wire direct current systems or 4-wire 3-phase systems with grounded neutral. White conductors may be used as grounded conductors in multi-wire circuits. Gray conductors may also be used as ungrounded conductors in multi-wire circuits. It's important to note that the NEC does not specify colors for conductors in cable assemblies such as 3-phase cables. However, industry practice typically follows the guidelines outlined in Article 200.6. In the US, a typical 3-phase cable would use white for the neutral, green with a yellow stripe for the earth or ground, brown for phase 1, black for phase 2, and any color other than white, gray, green, or green with a yellow stripe for phase 3. Red is a common choice for phase 3. Firstly, let's delve deeper into the specifics of neutral conductors. The NEC mandates that the neutral conductor be either white or gray. This standardization is crucial for safety and ease of identification. By consistently using these colors, electricians and technicians can quickly identify the neutral conductor in any electrical system, reducing the risk of wiring errors and potential hazards. Secondly, the equipment grounding conductor plays a vital role in ensuring electrical safety. This conductor must be green with a yellow stripe or bare. Its primary function is to provide a low impedance path for fault currents, allowing protective devices like circuit breakers to quickly trip and to energize the circuit in the event of a ground fault. The consistent use of green with a yellow stripe for the grounding conductor helps to prevent accidental connections to other conductors, which could compromise the safety of the electrical system. Thirdly, ungrounded conductors, often referred to as phase conductors, carry the electrical current from the power source to the load. The NEC allows for a wider range of colors for these conductors, but specifically prohibits the use of white, gray, green, and green with a yellow stripe. This restriction ensures that the phase conductors are easily distinguishable from the neutral and grounding conductors, preventing confusion and potential wiring errors. The allowed colors for phase conductors include black, red, blue, brown, orange, yellow, and purple, providing ample options for identifying different phases in a multi-phase system. Fourthly, it's important to understand the exceptions to these color coding rules. One exception allows black conductors to be used as ungrounded conductors in specific applications, such as 3-wire direct current systems or 4-wire 3-phase systems with a grounded neutral. In these cases, the black conductor may be re-identified with colored tape or other means to indicate its function as an ungrounded conductor. Another exception permits the use of white conductors as grounded conductors in multi-wire circuits. A multi-wire circuit consists of 2 or more ungrounded conductors that share a common neutral conductor. In these circuits, the white neutral conductor carries the unbalanced current from the ungrounded conductors back to the source. Similarly, gray conductors may also be used as ungrounded conductors in multi-wire circuits, provided they are properly identified. Fifthly, while the NEC provides general guidelines for conductor color coding, it does not explicitly specify colors for conductors in cable assemblies such as 3-phase cables. This means that manufacturers have some flexibility in choosing the colors of the conductors within these cables. However, industry practice typically follows the NEC guidelines, using white for the neutral, green with a yellow stripe for the ground, and other colors for the phase conductors. This consistent approach helps to minimize confusion and ensure compatibility between different electrical systems. Sixthly, For your specific application involving a 3-phase cable, the recommended color scheme in the US would be white for the neutral conductor, green with a yellow stripe for the earth or grand conductor, brown for phase 1, black for phase 2, and any color other than white, gray, green, or green with a yellow stripe for phase 3. Red is a commonly used color for phase 3. This color coding scheme aligns with industry best practices and helps to ensure compliance with the NEC. Seventhly, it's crucial to remember that proper conductor color coding is essential for electrical safety. Incorrectly wired circuits can lead to a variety of hazards, including electrical shocks, fires, and equipment damage. By adhering to the NEC guidelines and industry best practices, electricians and technicians can minimize these risks and ensure the safe and reliable operation of electrical systems. Eighthly, when working with electrical systems, it's always recommended to double-check the conductor color coding to verify that it complies with the applicable standards. If there is any doubt about the proper wiring of a circuit, it's best to consult with a qualified electrician to avoid potential hazards. Ninthly, in addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may also apply to conductor color coding in specific applications. For example, some local jurisdictions may have their own amendments to the NEC or may adopt other standards that specify different color coding requirements. It's important to be aware of these additional requirements and to ensure that all electrical work complies with the applicable regulations. Tenthly, the information presented here is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional electrical advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer for specific guidance on electrical installations and wiring practices. The NEC is updated regularly, so it's important to refer to the latest edition for the most current requirements. The NEC provides a comprehensive set of rules and guidelines for electrical installations, covering a wide range of topics including wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding, and equipment installation. Adhering to the NEC is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The NEC is developed and maintained by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, a non-profit organization that develops and publishes codes and standards related to fire safety and electrical safety. The NFPA also offers training and certification programs for electricians and other electrical professionals. The NEC is widely adopted throughout the United States and is also used as a model code in other countries. It is updated every 3 years to reflect changes in technology and industry best practices. The NEC is a complex and comprehensive document, and it's important to have a thorough understanding of its requirements before undertaking any electrical work. Electricians and other electrical professionals typically undergo extensive training and education to learn how to properly apply the NEC. The NEC also includes informative annexes that provide additional guidance and explanations of the code requirements. These annexes are not part of the enforceable code, but they can be helpful in understanding the intent and application of the code rules. The NEC is an essential resource for anyone involved in the design, installation, or maintenance of electrical systems. By following the NEC guidelines, you can help to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical installations and protect people and property from electrical hazards. It's crucial to understand the color coding conventions for electrical conductors as it is a fundamental aspect of electrical safety and compliance. Proper identification of conductors helps to prevent accidental miswiring, which can lead to dangerous situations. White or grey is reserved for the neutral conductor, which carries the return current in an alternating current, or AC, circuit. Green with yellow stripe, or bare copper is designated for the equipment grounding conductor, which provides a safe path for fault currents to return to the source, tripping the overcurrent protection device. Any color other than white, grey, green, or green with yellow stripe can be used for the ungrounded, or hot, conductors, which carry the current from the source to the load. Common choices include black, red, blue, brown, orange, yellow, and purple. The NEC outlines these color coding requirements in section 200.6, ensuring consistency and reducing the risk of errors. While the NEC specifies these general guidelines, there are exceptions to the rules. For example, in certain situations, a black conductor may be used as an ungrounded conductor even if it is normally used as a neutral. In these cases, the conductor must be re-identified with color tape or other means to indicate its actual function. Similarly, a white conductor may be used as an ungrounded conductor in a switch loop, provided it is re-identified with black tape or paint at all termination points. These exceptions are intended to provide flexibility in certain wiring situations, but it's important to carefully follow the NEC requirements to ensure safety and compliance. It's also worth noting that the NEC does not specify the colors of conductors within factory-assembled cables such as Romex or MC cable. However, manufacturers typically follow the NEC guidelines when choosing the colors of the conductors in these cables. This helps to maintain consistency and reduce the risk of confusion when working with different types of wiring. In addition to the NEC, other standards and regulations may also apply to conductor color coding. For example, the Canadian Electrical Code, or SEC, has its own set of color coding requirements, which are slightly different from those in the NEC. Similarly, some local jurisdictions may have their own amendments to the NEC or may adopt other standards that specify different color coding requirements. It's important to be aware of these additional requirements and to ensure that all electrical work complies with the applicable regulations. When working with electrical systems, it's always a good idea to double-check the conductor color coding to verify that it complies with the applicable standards. If there is any doubt about the proper wiring of a circuit, it's best to consult with a qualified electrician to avoid potential hazards. Remember, electrical safety is paramount, and proper conductor color coding is a crucial element in ensuring a safe and reliable electrical system. Now, let's consider some practical applications of these color coding rules. Imagine you are wiring a standard 120 volts receptacle in a residential home. According to the NEC, the white wire should be connected to the neutral terminal, the green or bare copper wire should be connected to the grounding terminal, and the black wire should be connected to the hot terminal. By following these color coding conventions, you can ensure that the receptacle is wired correctly and safely. Now, let's consider a more complex scenario involving a three-phase power system. In a three-phase system, there are 3 hot conductors, a neutral conductor, and a grounding conductor. According to the NEC, the neutral conductor should be white or grey, the grounding conductor should be green with yellow stripe, or bare, and the 3 hot conductors can be any color other than white, grey, green, or green with yellow stripe. Common choices for the hot conductors include black, red, and blue, or brown, orange, and yellow. It's important to consistently use the same color coding scheme throughout the entire electrical system to avoid confusion and potential hazards. In addition to the color coding of conductors, it's also important to pay attention to the markings on electrical equipment. Many electrical devices, such as receptacles, switches, and circuit breakers, have color-coded terminals to indicate where the different conductors should be connected. By matching the conductor colors to the terminal colors, you can ensure that the equipment is wired correctly and safely. It's also important to properly label all electrical panels and junction boxes to indicate the circuits and equipment that they serve. This can help to prevent accidental disconnection or miswiring of circuits during maintenance or repairs. In conclusion, proper conductor color coding is an essential aspect of electrical safety and compliance. By following the NEC guidelines and industry best practices, you can help to ensure that electrical systems are wired correctly and safely, protecting people and property from electrical hazards. Remember to always double-check the conductor color coding and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any doubts about the proper wiring of a circuit. The NEC is a comprehensive and complex document, but it is essential for anyone involved in the design, installation, or maintenance of electrical systems. By staying up to date with the latest edition of the NEC and following its guidelines, you can help to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical installations. It's important to address the specific concern raised regarding the use of different conductor colors in a 3-phase cable being sold in the US. The standard European color code, which includes blue for neutral, brown for phase 1, black for phase 2, and white for phase 3, does not align with the NEC requirements for the US market. As previously mentioned, the NEC mandates white or grey for the neutral conductor and prohibits these colours for ungrounded conductors. Therefore, the three-phase cable with the European colour code would not be compliant with the US electrical standards and could pose a safety hazard if installed without proper re-identification of the conductors. To ensure compliance with the NEC, the three-phase cable should be rewired with the appropriate US colour code. This would involve replacing the blue neutral conductor with the white or grey conductor and replacing the white phase 3 conductor with a different colour, such as red, blue, or orange. Alternatively, the existing conductors could be re-identified with colour tape or heat shrink tubing to indicate their actual function. However, this approach should only be used as a last resort, as it can be less reliable and more prone to errors. It's also important to ensure that the re-identification is clearly visible and permanent, and that it complies with all applicable NEC requirements. In addition to the color coding of the conductors, it's also important to consider the ampacity and voltage rating of the cable. The cable should be sized appropriately for the intended load and should be rated for the voltage of the electrical system. It's also important to ensure that the cable is properly installed and protected from physical damage. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation and protection of electrical cables, which should be followed carefully to ensure safety and compliance. Another important consideration is the type of insulation used on the conductors. The insulation should be suitable for the intended application and should be rated for the operating temperature of the electrical system. The NEC provides a list of approved insulation types and their corresponding temperature ratings. It's also important to ensure that the insulation is in good condition and free from any damage or defects. Damaged insulation can lead to electrical shorts, ground faults, and other hazards. Finally, it's important to remember that electrical work should only be performed by qualified and licensed electricians. Electricians have the training and experience necessary to safely and effectively install and maintain electrical systems. Attempting to perform electrical work without the proper qualifications can be dangerous and can lead to serious injury or property damage. In conclusion, proper conductor color coding is essential for electrical safety and compliance. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the color coding of conductors, which should be followed carefully to avoid potential hazards. When selling electrical equipment in the US, it's important to ensure that it complies with all applicable US electrical standards, including the NEC. This may involve rewiring or re-identifying the conductors to match the US color code. It's also important to consider the ampacity, voltage rating, and insulation type of the cable, and to ensure that it is properly installed and protected from physical damage. And finally, remember that electrical work should only be performed by qualified and licensed electricians.